And are there any applications in this case?
Yes, sir.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 12239 and 2025 CR 002 State versus Selena. Allen, could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris, settlement for the state.
Sean Schiffman for defendant. We're ready.
And are you Miss Allen?
Yes, ma'am.
And the cause number ending in 39, you're charged with theft of property, $2,500, two or more previous convictions. And the same in cause number ending in 31. Did you understand those are state jail felonies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Those causes of state jail felonies. Range of punishment in each of these cause numbers is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea in each cause number, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. The state is opposed to your application. And one box is checked in 2024 CR 12239. That they're taking a case into consideration. I'm assuming that case number is,
Lots of case numbers, Your Honor.
oh,
All of the other ones except for these cases.
all right. Do you understand that all of the other cases will be taken in consideration?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, sir.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Judge, it's just gonna take a while.
And cause number 2024 CR 12239. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And in cause number 2025 CR 002 how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept it to evidence, states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments in each cause number, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Your Honor, we were gonna ask for a PSI, but
All right, if you would like, we can do a PSI, but it's going to be 8 weeks from now. Or if you would like, we can give you a shorter turnaround. And what will end up happening is I'll ask the state for a criminal history, and then you can present whatever witnesses you wish to present.
yes, that would be easier, Judge.
All right, so how much time do you need, counsel?
We have a couple witnesses that I need to get a hold of to make sure, so we could do it sometime next week, Judge.
All right, so you want to do it the 7th, the 8th, or the 10th of April?
Either I'm sorry, you said the 7th, 8th, or 10th?
Yes.
How about the 10th, Judge?
All right,
Or I apologize, Judge. Let's, the 8th.
the 8th, okay.
Yes.
All right, and counsel, just so the record is clear, you're waiving PSI?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what's going to end up happening is we're going to come back on April 8th. The state is going to give me information on your criminal history or whatever evidence they want to present. And then your attorney will have witnesses for me. And I'll base my decision on your application based upon whatever evidence is presented. Do you understand?
So I'll still be doing an application for probation.
Oh, no, you've already done your application
okay,
for
okay.
probation.
Okay.
So a PSI is really a more intensive interview.
Okay.
Because they'll find out if you have a drug or alcohol issues. They'll look at your criminal history. Maybe they'll call the complainant to talk to them about what happened,
Okay.
what type of restitution they're due.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say not intensive, but more detailed. So because it's more detailed, the backlog is about 8 weeks, and it's about 8 weeks for every single court.
Okay.
Because they don't have enough people to do
Okay.
evaluations. So your attorney is saying, we don't need to do an evaluation. What he'll do is he'll bring witnesses to the court on April 8th. The state will present whatever evidence they want to present to me, which I'm assuming is going to be your criminal history. And then I'll make a decision not upon a PSI report, because you waived that and said you don't want one.
Okay.
It's just going to be whatever evidence is presented to me. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So we'll be back on April 8th.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking us.
Oh, no problem. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 0124444, State versus Jorge Luis De Leon. Could I have parties announced for the record? State,
Rick Peña for the state of Texas.
defense.
Kimberly Bush for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. De Leon?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you were here and you entered a plea of no contest on March 24th. The court found that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt as you had applied for deferred adjudication. The PSI here
Thank you.
was waived. And both parties requested this date that would give the state and the defense a chance to present whatever information they wanted to present to the court or whatever evidence they wanted to present to the court. State, do you have any criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defense, I'm assuming there's no objection because the court had requested criminal
I'm
history.
not going to object to his criminal history, given that it's something that would be covered in a PSI anyway.
Right.
As much as I'd like to ask the court just to believe everything I say and go on that basis, alas. Yeah, let me see if I have a copy.
Well, while they're looking for that, is there any evidence or anything you want the court to consider or any witnesses, counsel?
I would very briefly like to call my client and then his daughter.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Mr. God.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jorge Luis De Leon.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Mr. De Leon, you've applied for probation in this case, both regular and deferred adjudication, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you're asking the court to take a chance on you and to believe that you can move forward in society without getting arrested again or without causing any kind of criminal issues.
Yes, ma'am, that is my intention.
Okay. What do you plan on doing differently than what you had been doing? Without saying that you necessarily had been.
Well, trying to buy my own house and where I live my rest of my life, that particular house, but it's,
Okay. So you no longer own that trailer that you were in,
no,
correct?
ma'am, I don't,
Okay, and do you own your truck anymore?
no, ma'am. And so,
Okay. Where do you plan on living and how do you plan on
I'll
surviving?
stay with my daughter for as long as I wanted there, and hopefully to see my grandsons grow with my grandkids and
Okay,
enjoy it with them.
okay. What do you live on, sir? Are you
On
on
Social
social
Security.
security? Okay, and if you remain incarcerated, is that going to stop?
No, ma'am.
Okay, it won't?
Oh, yeah, we'll stop. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Now. This case didn't just happen in a vacuum. You felt that the victims had been, well, tell me what your relationship was to the victim.
I found them on the streets, living in the streets, 3 young little kids, and a father and a grandfather.
All right, so I'm sorry, let me just say this. All right, it appears, because I remember what I read in the stipulations. He has tools. He was working on his vehicle. He felt like the complainants were stealing his tools. Now, here's my question. How old are you, sir?
72.
All right, how old are the complainants? Approximately
34.
approximately 34. All right, so here's my question. State, have you had contact with the complainants?
You attempted, Your Honor, yes.
All right, so does that mean no? You attempted, but there was no contact?
He had a criminal charge pending. We tried to get his defense attorney's permission to speak with him. Once we got it, we attempted and he hadn't responded.
All right, so sir, here's the thing. I don't know if it's true that somebody was trying to steal your tools or not. It appears that you thought that they were stealing them. And the reason why I say that is because in the stipulations, you tell the officer that you believe they were stealing your tools.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. here's the thing, you can't use that type of self-help. You can't pull a gun on somebody and say, hey, you better give me my tools. That's not the way it works. You shouldn't do that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The other thing is, I understand that people want to help people, but you can't take in complete strangers. If you see, because you're not Child Protective Services, if you see somebody who's living on the street and they have children with them, honestly, yes, it's great to say, here's some money for you. But it may be even better for you to call Child Protective Services and say, these people are homeless, they're living on the street, I'm gonna let them come stay with me. Because you know what would end up happening? CPS would have investigated you and would see if that's appropriate place for you. Now, you know where we are now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now where we are is they're not living there anymore, I'm assuming. So that means that the children are somewhere, who knows where, in the street, because you didn't proceed the right way. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm going to give you a choice. The state has offered you 3 years. I've read this case. I can sentence you to 2 years in the prison, or either I can give you deferred adjudication. Those are your two choices. There's no other choice for you to make. 2 years in prison or either deferred adjudication.
Perfect.
All right. And with deferred adjudication, if you are unsuccessful and a motion to revoke is filed, you're looking at potentially 20 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a place to stay?
Yes, ma'am.
Who will you be staying with?
With my daughter.
Who is present in the courtroom today
All right. Thank you.
and has been present at
All
every
right. And
hearing.
if you can, anybody else want to ask him any more questions?
No, I just have the criminal history whenever you're ready.
All right. If I could see his criminal history, please. And can I have his daughter come up? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and that the truth will help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, do you live in Bear County?
I do.
All right. What is your relationship with your father?
My father, I'm his daughter. His father.
All right. Well, I mean,
My dad.
do y'all have a good relationship? Do you talk to him on a daily basis? Does he has any mental health issues going on with him?
No.
All right, when you say not that you know of, because I'm seeing that in his past, he has some driving while intoxicated going on.
Yes, ma'am. It may be. No, I don't think so. He's always been nice. I mean.
Okay. Any anger issues with you?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you're gonna allow him to live with you?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're allowing to live with him to live with you, I require that probation do field visits. So they're gonna do field visits. So you can't say, well, I don't want probation to come here. Well, I mean, you can say, probation, I'm not gonna allow you to do field visits. Then you know what's gonna end up happening? He's not gonna be allowed to stay with you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he ever had any mental health issues in his past? Do you know?
No.
All right, any other questions from either side?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, it sounds like you don't need any argument.
No, I mean, it appears to the court, and if my appearances are incorrect, please let me know that this was an argument over tools and state you're silent. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the fact that the state is offering 3 years prison, when you think about what you're charged with, it's not a lot of time in the sense of what the range of punishment is. I know any time in custody is a lot of time, but the court is going to grant your application for deferred adjudication. And does your daughter have any children living with her at her home?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
They tell yes and
Are they minors?
Yes.
All right, he's not allowed to babysit. And what I can tell you is if the children are in the home, there needs to be another adult in the home, not him. He's not allowed to do that. Do you understand? All right, thank you. All right. When's the last time you had alcohol? Was it before the arrest?
I gave alcohol to 10 years ago.
All right. Ms. Abrams, this is what the court is going to do. It's going to be 6 years deferred adjudication and affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Daniel Leal, that's the complainant. A $1,500 fine to be probated, 6 years deferred adjudication. I'm going to allow you to do outpatient treatment. I'm sorry, I'm going to allow you to do your TAP evaluation out of custody. If you miss that appointment, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow recommendations. And probation, if they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Are you employed or on SSI?
So, ma'am, I help people who need help or
All right,
anything that I think. Carpentry.
Are you on regular retirement or
Yes, regular
disability?
retirement.
all right. And how old are you? 72?
72, ma'am.
All right. I'm not going to require him to have employment, Ms. Abrams. He's 72. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. I'm going to order 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order anger management. Once he completes that, that will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Mhm.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to, you're 72. You're supposed to make better decisions. You're not supposed to make the same decisions that a young person would make. You understand? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So don't do this anymore. And while you're on probation, you're not allowed to possess weapons, but I'll throw that in there as well, just so you can remember. Ms. Abrams, no possession of weapons. And I'm sorry, Miss, what was your name again?
Elba,
All right, and he's to reside with Elva De Leon. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you,
thank
Your
you,
Honor.
ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. Lord be with you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Allen,
Yes, Your Honor.
who is your client?
David Rocha?
All right, could I see the file on David Rocha, please? All right, and I'm gonna close the breakout room so he can join us.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and counsel, why are you here on Mr. Rocha?
I was informed that I guess probation had set up this in order for the court to determine if Mr. Rocha could terminate his probation.
Yes. State? Have you had a chance to review David Rocha? He's requesting early termination.
Judge, at the time that the supplemental report was sent in, the state opposed the request.
All right. And state, are you still opposed?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we can go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 5520 State versus David Octavio Rocha. Could I have parties announced?
Sure.
State,
Andrew Harris, Sademan.
defense,
Matthew Allen?
and are you Mr. Rocha?
Yes,
All right, any objection to the defendant appearing by Zoom, state?
No, Judge.
Defense, I'm assuming you have no objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we're here, probation actually sent to the court a status report for consideration for early termination. And the court received the document, the state is opposed. That is why it's being set for a hearing. Does anyone have any witnesses? State,
No, Judge.
defense, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so state you're opposed?
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor, if I could,
Well,
I think
I
could.
do believe this is a case with Mr. Harris, correct?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can you see if Mr. Harris can come down or either Zoom in and see if he has any input on whether or not Mr. Rocha should be terminated early? All right, just give us a moment, counsel, and we'll have him Zoom in.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right,
And,
thank
and,
you.
and Judge, if you and Mr. Harris, or the three of us can talk in the breakout room prior, or if Mr. Harris wants to fill you in about some of the details of the case, I'm okay with that as well.
All right.
Before we go on the record.
All right, thank you. So I'll put you in the waiting room, counsel.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, parties on David Rocha by Zoom. They're on Zoom, counsel. All right, Mr. Harris, there's a request on Mr. Rocha. They're asking for early termination. You're on mute.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm aware of that.
Yes, they're asking for early termination and state, are you opposed?
Your Honor, my understanding from his probation record is that he has completed all requirements to include his community service hours. And within the spirit of his plea agreement, he is still communicating with my office. So the state does not have an objection.
All right, so state you're in agreement to early termination?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will sign the order for early termination on David Rocha probation. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused. Robert Thompson. Come down. All right, counsel, where are we on your discovery?
We received the discovery, Judge, and we'd like to ask for a hearing, a bond reduction hearing.
All right, has a motion been filed?
My client filed a motion, Judge, and we'd like to proceed on that.
All right, then we'll set it for a bond reduction hearing. Ms. Ferguson, when can we recall this for a bond reduction hearing, or either they can go to Judge Nahara? All right. And then what date? All right, April 7th is your plea deadline date, and also on April 7th, the court will hear your hearing for a bond reduction. All right, is there anything else?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good to see you.
You too. Arturo Flores.
Good evening.
All right, is this an application or no?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 001-886 State versus Arturo Flores. Can I have parties announced? State,
Jason, you're here for the state, Your Honor?
defense.
And got so for Mr. Flores.
And are you Mr. Flores?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 100 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, and there's a $500 fine. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just asked the court to follow the plea agreement.
All right, the court will sentence you to 100 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's a $500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Court will give you credit for any time served. All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
I am 30 years old.
All right, so here's the thing. You're 30. Let me just tell you, time when you hit 30, the years start moving very quickly, right?
Yes,
You're gonna look up your 40.
my 20s already, like,
Oh, gone. So you're gonna have to make a decision. You're using drugs, that's not a good thing. One or two things gonna end up happening. Either you're gonna spend a majority of your time in somebody's jail and in somebody's prison, or either somebody's gonna be identifying your body because you got bad drugs. There are plenty of places that can help you maintain your sobriety. You need to get in contact with them. If you don't know where to go when you're released, if you come back here and I'm still here, I'll make sure that they find a place for you, okay?
Thank you for your help, John.
All right, good luck to you. All right, who's here on Cleveland Porter? Hi, good morning. Good morning. Court is calling 2025 CR 00177 State versus Cleveland Porter. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway from the state. Lindsay Shaw from Mr. Porter.
And are you Mr. Porter? The state is proceeding on the less included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the less included offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 73 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, and there's a $500 fine. Did you understand that to be the plea? Then to the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same, and the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, ma'am. My client, Mr. Porter, is a fully disabled vet, service connected. His injury he received while in Germany. He has, since this arrest, he has used the VA to help. He's received his janitorial studies certificate through the VA, as well as his advanced floor care certificate, as well as a forklift license certificate, as well as OSHA certifications. He's also been attending mental health counseling through the VA, as well as the Endeavors program and the GI form, all through VA. So essentially, Judge, after this arrest, he has really made a 180. He's gotten his life together. He is married now. He has a 2-year-old daughter. So we're just asking that the court follow the plea.
All right. The court will follow your agreement. The court, as previously stated, is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 73 days in the Bexar County Jail. Give you credit for, and that will be under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine. Time and money to run concurrent, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, sir. I understand your service. I've had a lot of males in my family and females who have been in the service, and there are issues that happen associated with that. I've had relatives who've served in World War II, since past, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. What else do we have? The Iraqi freedom, all of that, right? So there are places now that you can reach out to that will help you with maintaining your sobriety. Your counsel says you have a child now.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got to make sure that you are a person that they can look up to, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't fall off the wagon. Don't use marijuana. Don't do any of that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If for some reason you can't find a place to go, just come back to the court. If I'm still here, I will direct you where you need to go to make sure that you stay on track. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jason, you have been underperforming and I needed to have a talk with you about it. You are often unprepared and because of that, cases are being dismissed at a rate that is far too high. You must understand that it is our responsibility to provide justice for the community. It seems like you care more about repeat offenders than you do about the victims of crime in our community. Please do better. Set a better example for Andrew. At this point, I feel confident Vashon could do a much better job. She is always prepared and ready with answers. I don't know is not an acceptable response to my questions. The response should be, I will find out, or better yet, you come to court each day prepared as you know who is on the docket.